Hey guys, how's it? I do not like this floppy hair. I do not like it, not at all. I have hated my floppy hair since time when I was very small. So I've recently run into a bit of trouble and I figured I could get the internet's help with it. Ordinarily my hand-eye coordination is okay. I'm not a particularly dexterous guy, but I would say that I'm not much worse than average. I mean, I can play piano. I've been messing around a bit with the guitar. I can even play the trumpet. Now, all that might make you think that I'm pretty good with my fingers. This is the internet. I can't get away with saying that, can I? But I am constantly scratching my fingers on just stupid little things and giving myself cuts. So really it's a miracle that I can still do anything with them, especially this. Ta-da! Factor in that I lose all the time in reflex games like Snap and that I have some of the worst dance moves known to man. No, I'm not showing you that. I'm sorry internet, but I just don't think we've reached that stage in our relationship yet. I probably balance out around normal. Maybe a little below because I do need glasses. But in the last few days something terrible has happened. I have downgraded from clumsy with occasional ninja skills to a klutz. I guess this being the internet, you guys want some stories. Okay then. So on Saturday I was playing soccer, a fairly standard game for the most part. Actually we won, so not standard at all. So I ended up getting the ball at one point. I went for a bit of a run and I managed to beat a couple of guys, which is always nice. Then I full on ran into a guy on the other team. We were both going down. No, not like that. And I end up rolling onto my shoulders and into sort of a yoga position where my head and my shoulders are on the ground and the rest of my body is upside down in the air. You want a reenactment, don't you? Come on, Gil, do it for the internet.
Like that. It was something like this.
Now, when you're playing sport, the adrenaline kinda goes to your head, especially when you're on the attack. So once I found myself in this position, the first thing I thought was, where's the ball? So I looked around, which isn't easy to do when you're lying on your own head, and I saw it rolling slowly away from me. I instinctively went for it, but then I stopped because I realized it would be a stupid idea. But not for the reasons you think.
Okay, gotta get the ball, gotta get the ball.
No wait, don't, bad idea. You're playing football. You need to use your feet. I'm not even kidding, that whole exchange literally went through my head in like half a second. So you can just picture it, can't you? This big tangle of arms and legs stuck upside down trying to kick a football up the field. You can picture it, right? Okay. I got some compliments from my teammates on the hang time. Apparently it was pretty impressive. But all that is nothing in comparison to what happened to me on Sunday. You guys remember, back in my second video I told you that we'd had some pretty severe floods around where I live? Fair bit of water there, as you can see. Fair bit here as well. Alright, well during that time we had a brick wall in our backyard that collapsed into our swimming pool. Because of insurance reasons we left it for a long time, but my friend and I have been clearing away the rubble and just preparing the foundation to be rebuilt. I promise that's the only technical term in this story. Now I had this big electric grinder with a really strong blade that I was using to cut through the bricks in the base. You can probably tell at about this point that this isn't a promising setup for a story about clumsiness. So I was cutting through the bricks, pretty easy, no big deal, when the blade suddenly catches on something and kicks back towards me. Now this was way below my body, I was doubled over, I had my arms extended, so this wasn't coming anywhere near my torso or my head. The same cannot be said for my feet. I had my foot up on the bricks to help me balance because it was a pretty heavy grinder. Ordinarily doing this kind of work you'd be wearing steel-capped work boots to protect your toes from falling objects or from passing saw blades. But I couldn't find mine and we'd been working with a water gun, so I was just wearing gum boots or Wellington boots depending on how classy you are. They're just made out of rubber and it might be easier if I just show you what happened. There's a gash just right down there. Yeah, it was, not nice. So, TLDW, I nearly cut off my toe with a huge spinning saw blade designed to cut through stone. Yeah. Also, as a somewhat lesser concern, my sister keeps kicking my ass at Soul Calibur, which is just not acceptable. All this has been very sudden, it's all happened within the last week, so the chronic overthinker I am, I have taken notice of that. And since it appears to be the trend with the internet to do this sort of thing, I'm gonna take you guys with me to see if we can't find any answers to explain what might have caused this. So, let's get started. Go away, Tumblr. Just for now. Shh. Don't tell Tumblr I said that. Causes of sudden clumsiness. Just clumsy or a serious medical problem. Now this thing's dated from 2006, but sure, why not? Some of the most common culprits are poor vision, head injuries, especially to the cerebellum. Well, the first case of this I do remember was on Saturday after I landed on my head. Muscle weakness. I have stretch lines on my arm. Alcohol and drug use. They're on to me. Make your home safer by taking actions like these. Take all clutter off the stairs. I've gotta go. Let's see what else we have here. Clumsiness. WrightDiagnosis.com. Alright. An actual diagnosis website. Some clumsiness is normal as teens get used to their changing body proportions. They calling me fat? Fatigue, anxiety, premenstrual syndrome. I hope not. Puberty. I thought I only had to go through that once. A brain tumor. Great. Okay guys, I might have a brain tumor. Alzheimer's disease. Okay, that one I do actually have a family history of. Alcohol abuse, alcohol drinking, alcohol-induced disorders, alcoholic cerebellar degeneration, alcoholic neuropathy. Alexander syndrome. What the hell's Alexander syndrome? Well, what do you know? Asperger syndrome is actually under here. But, that's not a new thing, so I think we can rule that out. And moving down, there is Dyck syndrome. Alright, well, we might leave it there, but according to Google, the likely causes of my sudden klutziness include brain cancer, substance abuse issues, or that I might just be a dick. Just to catch you guys up with how my life is going at the moment, this is actually my last video before school goes back, so likely starting from next week I'm not going to be uploading at the end of the week, so probably I'll shift that to Mondays or Tuesdays or whatever. Conversation starter time! Random card, and please not be a serious one. Why do you think people do or say mean things to others? Well, maybe like me, they're just kind of a dick. I swear, I should just set these cards on fire or something. They keep giving me serious questions I don't want to have to answer. Okay, why do I think people do mean things to others? Well, some of it is due to circumstance, like the way that their lives are might cause them to lash out or feel aggressive in an attempt to sort of gain more control. Some people have issues that cause them to act that way, I guess. But I do think that most people probably don't set out to do bad things to other people. Most likely they're either not aware of what they're doing or they're having a really bad day and are lashing out. In both cases, it's not acceptable as an excuse, but it's probably best to understand where the other person is coming from. I want to make this very clear though, if someone is treating you that way, that does not mean that you have to be okay with whatever reason they might have for acting that way, particularly if they don't seem to care. Anyway, that's it for now guys. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff, and I will see you guys soon. Bye! Causes of World War I? Well, that was wrong. So really it's a miracle that I can still do anything with them, especially this. Damn it.